Hey y'all, I am live. Well, it has been a very long evening. Let me tell you a little story. A while back, as the title of this is computer issues again. Um, I'm as mild mannered Clark Kent as they come. But when it comes down to this thing here, I can become an animal. Let me tell you. One day, and we bought a replacement computer, used, refurbished, or whatever you want to call it. And hi, honey. Well, hey there, Mike. How you doing, bro? And we bought this computer refurbished. It was a really good deal. Knew this, knew that, knew the other, whatever else. The guy, of course, I'm not one just because they say it's refurbished. So I said, well, let's fire this thing up. So we fire it up right there at the showroom, and the guy shows me everything it'll do. Of course, I'm wanting it for video editing, so I want something better than what we've got now. So, well, that's all right, brother. It's already 1 a.m. for you, and we already know that it won't be but 4 or 5 hours. You'll be up again. So, anyhow, I missed your stream this morning and yesterday morning both, but I caught them after the fact. So. But yeah, so we went and checked out that computer, and it worked fine. It did everything it's supposed to do. I was like, okay, I'll take it. We get it home. I get ready to start putting a video in it. I plug my phone in. I'm going to start downloading some information off my phone into this new computer, and it went. So I have been for the last at least a month, if not two, trying to get this Guns N' Roses video on guitar posted, but I can't get the thing edited because every time I try, the computer freezes up. So anyhow, so well, I'm a night owl because of the driving, So, but go on to bed, man. I'm gonna try to make sure I get up in the morning, visit with y'all, So I don't know if you saw what I posted last night or not. We had a pretty long day yesterday. We went to court at 1 o'clock. Actually, we got there at 1:45. Court was supposed to start at 1 o'clock. They didn't start till 2. They dealt with me. It was almost 5 o'clock by the time we got out of there. I was like, I wasn't sure I was going to get out of there. But go on to bed, brother, and we'll try to catch you in the morning, all right? So let's see here now. And, yeah, he's Mike 1, honey. I is Mike 2. So, but so anyway, for those of you who might be here now that I can't tell or will catch this later, we get the guy to show us the computer, we bring it home, we do everything we want to do with it, get started with it, and then it just kind of just like that. And so I shut it off and turn it back on again. Nothing. So the mama takes it back, and they tell her, well, the guy told me they had put a brand new battery in it. So he said, well, your battery's no good. It's not charging the computer. In fact, it's not even showing that it's making a connection to the computer. And now, fortunately, this comes with a 6-month warranty. So the guy goes ahead, he tells her, he says, well, we'll put a new battery in it, we'll go ahead and run it through the mill, and they close their shop at 6 o'clock. And I don't think they open but like till noon or something like that. And they, at 6 o'clock, they're still there, but that's when they do all the repairs. That way they don't have people coming in, bothering them and whatever, taking them away from whatever they're doing to go off and help customers. So they call her. Well, actually, she calls them to see if it was ready, and the guy said, well, there's a problem. The motherboard's messed up. Isn't that something you would notice when you were refurbishing it? So meanwhile, I'm still trying to get this right here. Well, you can't quite see it right now. In fact, right before about 5 minutes before I started this live stream, I went ahead and clicked this little button over here, trying to get this to open up in the big screen. It's opened up in the preview, and I'll bet you right now I can get it to start playing if I click on this one, yeah. And hey, so I got my headphones on, y'all can't hear it. But anyway, it's not doing anything it's supposed to do. It won't open, and then I'll go do all my editing and everything I've got to do to it, and then I'll try to save it, and I'm like, well, let's watch it. You know, like when you type something, you want to proofread it for your errors, right? So I get ready to start watching it, and then it starts doing the what do we call it, Mike? The circle of doom. So I know it just drives me nuts. And so anyhow, that's what. But I've been working on this Guns N' Roses video. One day I'm out there. I was in my van. You know, I'm turning my van to a camper van. So I'm in my van, and yeah, Circle of Doom. I'm going through this song. I'm playing the Mama's guitar. That black one's got the big jewels and everything on it. So what we got there? Well, hello. I gotta move my phone because I can't hardly read the print right there. Hey there, Raymond. How's it going? But anyhow, I'm just about through with it, getting into the point where you start doing the outro, and then the wind blows my songbook, and the page comes up over the camera because I got the camera on the rings of the binder. Is how I do all that. And so I'm like, son of a so-and-so. Then I go do it again, and I get almost to the end. I'm looking right at the music, but I'm kind of daydreaming, I guess. And I play the wrong chord while I'm filming. So I'm like, son of a gun. So I like, screw this. The next day, I get ready to go do it again. I get everything set up, got my songbook, got my guitar and everything out there. And then it starts raining. I'm like, son of a... So I come in the house and try to get it done. I make a few mistakes there. I probably did it about 2 more times before I finally got it right. So about 8 or 9 times that I've invested recording this video. And then probably at least a dozen times or more trying to edit it on our piece of crap computer. So the new computer, or the refurbished computer rather, it should be back. Of course, I'll be on the road, but it should be back next week. So I'll go back to work Monday, by the way. So yeah, well, and I'm still working on that songbook, brother. That I've got, and I got a couple other surprises I'm gonna pack along with that, but I ain't gonna tell you what they are. So, but that's something I think you're gonna enjoy. So, but I watched you. Did you catch my comments on y'all's karaoke video? I was singing along with so much of that. I had, even though y'all couldn't hear me sing along, and I wasn't picking out any of the tunes or nothing, but I had a lot of fun with that video. It was, I don't know, like a year or two ago, I think that y'all had done that, but it was a while back. But I really enjoyed that. So anyhow, but yeah. So right now I've been half the evening. I'll bet you probably at least 5 or 6 hours with this piece of junk here. So, anyhow. Well, Raymond, I've not ever seen you in here before, I don't believe. Where are you from? I do not know what cab is. No, sir, I have not heard of that. So, you know what, when you say cab, I drive a big rig for a living. And when you say cab, I start thinking a big truck. Oh, yeah. Now, see, I missed that. You got Throwback Thursday tomorrow, isn't it? Brother Mike? Yeah, let's see, today. Yeah, today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Throwback Thursday. So I'll have to catch that as well. So, anyhow. Cab 7 is it? Oh, okay. No, I'll have to check that out. I will definitely have to check that out. I'm like everybody else, you know, as the certain channels that I follow, and then those people will introduce me to other channels, and little by little, that's how I end up following on. Supporting, I guess, is the word we use now. We're not supposed to use that other word, starts with an S. So the S word. It's funny that they put the word underneath, you know, right there below your header a little ways, and big red letters for you to click on, and but you're not supposed to use that word. You're not supposed to say that word in any of your videos. And it's just like, wow, that's just so messed up. So anyhow. But yeah, I just want to get on here and say, hey, I didn't know wit or wisdom or poetry or proverbs or anything like that. Just tonight, I just want to say hello and let y'all know that I'm about to lose my mind. I'm pulling my hair out. Not quite literally, but it's been such a frustrating evening that Shelby, she's usually on the floor down here beside me when I'm in here on my desk. She's out in the living room or in the bedroom at Mama or someplace. She ain't nowhere near me. So, well, Mike, like I said, go on to bed, man, and I will try to catch you in the morning. And if not, I'll still catch it on the rerun anyway. So, but tomorrow's Throwback Thursday, so we'll be looking forward to that too. We'll see. I'm about ready to get off here anyway, but we'll see you later. But anyhow, yep. Sooner or later, sometime between now and Christmas of 2040, I'll have a Guns N' Roses video up here for y'all. Easy chords: C, G, A, D, E minor, and at the very end, one time is F chord. So I've got it, and I've recorded it in 440. Usually, the stuff that involves a little high pitch singing, I do that on my guitars that are tuned down at 420. And but I went ahead and did it at 440. I was able to pull it off barely. So I figured I'm not trying to impress anybody with my singing. I'm putting these types of videos up for people to learn these songs on guitar because they're easy songs for guitar, hence the name of the playlist. So anyhow, at some point in time, that video will be, I'm trying to get it done. Hopefully I can get it posted Friday or Saturday. So. All right, let's see what you got here, Raymond. Every Tuesday night on Cab 7, you heart out. Whoop, hang on. Sing your heart out with Google. Now, see, I don't know nothing about Google Hangouts. I've heard Mike Millen and David Desmond Donders and a few other folks talking about Google Hangouts, but I don't know nothing about it. So I think I've got the app on my phone. In fact, I have everything on your phones, Google, and but I've never used it. I don't know how to get into it or how to connect. I suppose all I gotta do is press the button and see what happens. I've just never had any reason to. So. Okay, well I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I've not. I like to try to be social with people, and little by little I've met some folks that now there's been a few. This one woman, my wife and I, we love her to death, and for whatever the reason, she had to just cancel her whole channel. At first, she decided to change the direction it was going, and then one day it was just gone. So we're not sure what that's all about. But I don't think it was YouTube that, shut her channel down. I think she just chose to delete her channel. And she was real concerned about her husband finding out about her, and I'm not sure why. But she was very concerned about her husband finding out about her being on YouTube because he didn't approve of it. So, and being a loyal wife, she didn't want to upset him any. So I'm assuming he's probably found out. But there's been some folks that I've started to build friendships with on here, and I enjoy that. But yeah, there was one that had a chat room going for a while, and then one day some drama started up. I don't know if you follow Chrome Valdez on Van City Van Life. Van City, one word, space, Van Life, one word, is his channel. And what he does, he lives in a camper van. He was a DJ and basically moved out of a very expensive condominium and started living in a van full time and decided to get out of the DJ business and do nothing but make a daily movie about his life. So, but anyhow, he had a chat room going, and then some folks started some crap in there one night, so he just went ahead and closed the chat room down, like a 20-minute warning, and it was done. But yeah, I like to meet folks out here and be sociable. I figure sooner or later, I'm also in the reason I follow so many van life. In fact, I follow more van life channels than I do computer tech. I follow van life, computer tech, and music channels, and then some entertainment stuff. But more than anything, I follow van life channels, and the reason why is I'm trying to learn some of the ideas that people are using to build out their camper vans. I've got a 87 Dodge full-size van that I'm converting into a camper van, and my idea is to start taking a few road trips in it and meet some of these folks. So, but anyhow, so that's what's going on with me. My wife and I, the mama on here. I'm not sure if she's still on here now because she's pretty tired. We've been doing a lot of driving here lately. The last couple of months she's been driving her backside off, and so she's been pretty tired. But that's my wife, and so she always tunes in. Most time, one night she was already asleep before I ever started. I did the entire stream, and there was nobody that came in. I was like, "Where is she at?" And she was passed out. So, but anyhow. Well, my friend, I appreciate you coming by. I do this 6 nights a week at midnight. It's a little kind of, I don't want to call it a show per se. But every night when I finish these, after they process and load up to YouTube, I go ahead and I save it to a Mike at Midnight playlist. And Monday through Saturday, unless some extenuating circumstances where I just can't make it, maybe I fell asleep and didn't get up in time or something. If I started one night late, about 12:30, but usually if I can, I try to get right at midnight Central Time, and just whatever subject matter comes up. I never know sometimes till that night. Other nights I might have it already planned a couple nights in advance. But every night I do this, and then when I'm on the road, I've been off with an injury lately. When I'm on the road during the day while I'm driving, well, a day or night, I you're from Illinois, so you're Central Time too. What part of Illinois? I've lived over the state. I was born in Chicago. Mom and Dad moved to Calumet City before I ever graduated high school. I went off to the military, came back, moved up to Oak Lawn, Illinois, got married, moved to what was that? It was not Mount Prospect. Oh, I can't remember the suburb now. But anyway, moved all over. Eventually moved down to Peoria, Illinois. From there, Paducah, Kentucky, and then just kept on coming south. We're in the Ozarks now, in Melbourne, Arkansas, where we live now. So, but oh, no kidding, East Peoria. Once upon a time, we was almost neighbors, man. I used to, you go up to go up on the east or the west side of the river, get on Illinois 29 going north to Chillicothe, and the Caterpillar engine plant was up there at Mossville. Just north of the Mossville plant, there was a set of railroad tracks, and that took you on over to River Beach Drive. I had an apartment on River Beach Drive for years, right across from Sandpoint Light, which is basically where the lake closes up and goes back to being a river again on the north side. And I lived there for a couple years, and lived actually in Chillicothe for a little while. I worked at Ham's Barge Line up there, so. But yeah, it's a pretty nice little area up there. Sometimes I miss it. I lived for a little while. I lived on Vine Street. We bring 29 south into Peoria, and I can't remember the name of the pub. A couple streets down, there was a pub right there. But on Vine Street, it kind of goes up the bluff a little bit. And one night I was in I forget what part of the house I was in. Somebody in the house across the alley from us, they was shooting at this guy. I don't know, but 1 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, 5 shots. All right, the guy fired 6 shots, emptied his gun, but I don't even know if he emptied it, but they only found 5 slugs, which means the 6th one could have gone into anybody's house and, God forbid, gone through a window and killed somebody. And I decided right then and there, I told my landlord, man, we're moving. He says, man, if I can't find nobody to take over your lease, you're not getting your deposit back. I said, I don't care. The $450 a month rent ain't worth dying over. So, but and then after that, I moved up. If you know where Jumers is, over there around I can't remember the highway that's on now, but you go past the college and then it turns south, and that would take. We'll say if it was Western, but anyway, right where Jumers was, I lived over there for a little while. And that area up there is real up above the bluff. It was real pretty up there. So. Of course, in wintertime, man, it gets colder, and you're right there on the other side of the river. It gets colder in that area of Illinois than even up in Chicago off the lake. So I don't miss that at all. Yeah, well, what amazed me, I'll give you an idea about the time I was there. If you remember the old highway bridge that used to be right there by Steak and Shake, you had kind of a little crook in it, and you'd come across so far and you'd have to make a left, but if there was another vehicle coming at you, you kind of had to hold back to give them room to get over the line so they wouldn't have to get up against guardrail. And then they eventually built that new straight overhead concrete bridge, and they took that other bridge out. That's about the time when I was living there. Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. So, yeah, I didn't ever drive for them, but I used to deliver steel over there at O'Neill Steel. So, and Komatsu Dresser, of course, everybody knows about them. But yeah, I like living there. And my son lives in Tremont, which you go down south of East Peoria there, where that fence wire place. I can't remember the name of it, but you go south and to Highway 9 and take that towards Bloomington, going through Pekin. And halfway, when you get out in Fab, you get to where the I-155 comes up out of Lincoln, Illinois, going to Morton. Just a little way south of Morton is Tremont. That's where my son lives up there. So we get up that way sometimes. When we get up that way again, I have to give you a shout. Say, hey, man, let's come out and have a beer. On Sundays, if you ain't got nothing going on Sunday, yeah, man, man, the first time I ever went in there, I thought, oh man, this is gonna be out of my price range, and I just thought that I was out of my atmosphere. That's not the kind of place I'm used to going, as fancy as it was inside. But I was really surprised it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be, and it's of course really good food and all. But yeah, on Sundays, if you ain't got nothing going on, at 12 noon, well, not 12, at 6 p.m. on Sundays, I whip out my guitar and go buy myself a 6-pack of Michelob Ultra, put it on ice, and I play guitar and chat with everybody and take requests sometimes. Sometimes I just go through my songbook and all. So, but yeah, well, I've been, in fact, three. I've bought 3 guitars over a period of about 4 years at that Peoria Guitar Center right there. And I made the mistake one day of going up there in my big truck. And you know how the shopping mall is, you go around back where everybody makes deliveries. And see, the Guitar Center in Memphis, Tennessee, which it's not the closest one to me, but it's the one that's easiest for me to get to because I actually work out of Memphis. So I drove up there one day in my big truck figuring to go to behind the Guitar Center and there'll be some big dock that you can back the truck into and I'll go inside and do some shopping and all. Turns out that particular Guitar Center gets all their stuff delivered to them in a straight truck. So I was about 30 feet too long, and I was like, crap, I got back there, I had all I can do to get out. I didn't have to back up or nothing, but it took some maneuvering not to tear nothing up. And then I had to find some place across, I can't remember the name of the other mall, across the road, and I had to park over there and then come back. And it was freezing cold, and it was raining. Yeah, the last time, though, my wife and I were up there, I went to buy a guitar that real basic and cheap, and meanwhile she comes up with one that's almost $400 and says, here, buy me this. I was like, you can't even play guitar. She said, yeah, but you can play it for me and play all my favorite songs on it. So I was like, okay. So of the 8 guitars I have, my wife owns one of them, and she can't even play a lick. So, but anyhow, yeah, I get up there every now and then. There's a girl, and she's nobody I know personally, just one of the salespeople at the Guitar Center in Nashville, Tennessee. And she asked me as a favor, because I'm an over-the-road driver, she has some other friends that do the same thing for her, is every time you go to a different Guitar Center and you say, hey, can I borrow a pick? And, so you can go ahead and do some jamming, testing out a guitar. I never noticed this, where it says the Guitar Center logo, underneath of that is a phone number. I always thought it was maybe like the 800 number or something like that for all Guitar Centers, and they'll connect you with the one you want. It's the actual store number for that particular store. So the area code and phone number on each one of those picks, depending on which store you're at, is going to be different. And so what she does, she collects them. She's got a big map of the United States in her dining room. And what she does is she takes them and, I don't know if she glues them or puts a hole in them and pins them or what, but she puts them up, like, for example, the one from Memphis and the one from Nashville and whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I've been to several of them. If you ever get a chance, look on, in fact, there's probably even video of it here on YouTube. The guy in Nashville told me that the 2 you gotta see before you die is the one in Las Vegas and the one in New York City on Manhattan Island. The one in New York City is 3 stories, and I don't know, I haven't looked into the one in Las Vegas yet, but they say those 2 are the coolest guitar centers in the country. Okay, so now since you know about all that, do you play? You play guitar, Raymond? Make sure I'm not missing nothing here. No, I didn't know that. The Bonanza Steakhouse closed. Wow. Well, see, they keep changing. I remember I'm trying to think which one it used to be. I think it was the Rustler Steakhouse. I think that I forget if it was that they had bought out like a certain number of the Ponderosas all around northern and central Illinois, or what, or maybe it was the Ponderosas that bought out the Rustler. I don't remember, but yeah, I like them kind of places because for one, they're affordable, and two, you pretty much get to choose what you want, just take it back, sit down, and they wait on you after that, bring your drinks and stuff to you. I've always liked that. A good atmosphere. Any kind of place that has steak and beer is my kind of place. So, but anyhow. Well, my friend, it's not quite been a half hour, which I've been known to go an hour or two sometimes on these. On my Sunday live streams, 6 o'clock, I've made it as short as 2 hours and as many as 5. So I never know. I just basically, as long as there's folks that keep chatting and keep wanting to hear more music, I just keep talking and keep playing. But I'm gonna get off here and hit the hay. We've had yesterday was court. And we've been 2 days traveling just to go to Tennessee to go to this court issue that I had going on. That's my Mike at Midnight last night that I posted. And so we have this what's been going on. I got in a real bad truck wreck years ago in January of 2018. And of the 2 people in the pickup truck that basically almost stopped dead in front of me, the guy in the passenger seat wasn't seatbelted. He didn't make it. And he was gone before the first responders ever got there. So that's been hard on me, just trying to cope with that. It took me 6 months to get to where I can get back to driving a truck again. And I took myself out of the truck. The company did. I did. After that, I couldn't drive for a while. Couldn't do it. I hardly wanted to drive my own van. Anyway, so that went through court yesterday, and it turned out good, I suppose. But yeah, it's not over yet. So. Yeah, Keystone Wire. That's that place I was trying to think of. You keep on going south as you go past, which I've actually loaded out of that place on several occasions. But I would bring slinkies in, the wire that they're going to turn into fence wire, and then I've actually hauled coils and coils of fence wire out. But I hate hauling that stuff too because they always want a tarp that tears your tarps up. From there though, you go south a little ways. I forget how far it is. Highway 9, cross the tracks and keep on going through Pekin, and it's not very long at all. And you're out there at Tremont, and that's where my boy lives. So I'm about due for a visit up there. I ain't seen him in a little while. But anyhow, like I said, we've had a hard couple days, and I'm pretty sure the mama's already in bed. If I know her, she's either still on here with me and laying in bed looking up at the phone this way, or she's probably already done gone to bed, so I'm not sure. Yeah, she's here. So yeah, I'm gonna get off here, and but hey man, like I said, maybe if you just get a chance, Sunday 6 p.m. and stop in and say hey. So but I'm gonna get off here for now. I appreciate you coming by, and I'll check out, because not everybody has a channel that has anything going on it. I check out everybody whoever stops by. Some people will say no content or anything like that, but I try to always check to see if anybody who does. Now, the thing about me is there are some people who I'm not into the stuff that they post, and then I don't subscribe to their channels. But usually about everybody who just stops in to say hey, and it doesn't matter to me whether they support back or follow back or whatever the new word you're supposed to say instead of the S word. It doesn't matter to me whether they follow me or not. If I like the stuff their content, I follow them anyway. So. But anyhow, like I said, Sunday, if you got nothing going on, man, Sunday at 6 p.m. I get started pretty much right on the dot with that. And that goes on for 2 hours or more, depending on who all stops by. And but if you get a chance, come on. So, but I'm going to say good night, and we'll see you when we see you. Before let me see what you got going on here. In Bartonville. I haven't heard the name Bartonville. I haven't heard the name in so long. I was right in my head trying to figure out where around the loop that was at. So, but anyhow, man, like I said, I'm gonna hit the hay, and we'll see you another time. Your channel, mine, or somewhere in between. Have a good night. Hope to see you Sunday. Either way, we'll catch you again.